Welcome to head coach Scott Satterfield's postgame press conference. Coach will start us off with a quick opening statement. Then please raise your hands for questions. Coach?
Yeah, first of all, I think that's how Iowa State wins football games right there, exactly what they did. Just kind of hang on, stay in there all the way to the end, and then you make some mistakes, and next thing you know, you lose by 17. So give them credit. I think obviously we did some good things tonight. We also did some bad things. If you think about defensively, I was really proud of the way they played, particularly in the first half. And I thought they really played a good second half, and up until the last, 9 minutes or whatever, when they got the ball back. And they picked up 3 third downs on a critical drive when we're down 3. We got to get off the field, and then offense goes out. We have to punt the ball back to them, and then they go down and score again. So other than the last little bit, I think defense we played really good offensively. They were dropping 8 all day. They did not pressure us. They just dropped 8, kept everything in front. That's why we were able to run the football. We did not throw it very well, but if you're dropping 8 and everybody's in the back defensive backfield, there's nowhere to throw it. And I think so we did take advantage of that. Sorsby had a great night rushing. Corey kind of ran hard tonight again. Turnover hurt again tonight. In the red zone, so you're driving the score right there is a big momentum. We were able to get a turnover off of them, so and go down and score a touchdown. So that was a wash. But I think ultimately it was a great battle, great football game up until the last 7 minutes. And I think we got to learn how to finish as a program. You can't play good for 54 minutes. You have to play good for 60 minutes. You can't relax. You can't give in. You can't make mistakes in the last 6 minutes against good football teams because this is what will happen. So we got to do better. We got to do better and finish. And and that's the bottom line. They finished. We did.
13 penalties, and obviously the false starts are the most glaring ones. How surprising is it, just with such a veteran group, with the offensive line, that they were so undisciplined?
Yeah, very disappointed in that. We talked about having poise and patience all week. That's the one thing we harped on every single day. And part of having poise is being able to sit in there and wait for the cadence. And, we go on the clap, and you got to wait for it. And you can't jump early. You can't flinch. And it's very aggravating. And, we got to do better. We have to do better. And, you talk about you got guys that's played a lot of football. We've done it some throughout the year, but nothing like tonight. Tonight was glaring, and that's one of the things that happens to you. You get off the sticks a little bit. Now it's 2nd and 15. Well, guess what they're going to do? They're going to drop 8 and keep everything in front of them. So if you're able to stay on the sticks, now you may get a more conventional defense where you can get some throws down the field and do some different things. It's unacceptable. And, we've up, down, and we ran them. We got to continue to do things to get it in their head to say, have poise, sit in there, and be able to operate our offense. It's ridiculous. And we did it on punt team tonight too. We moved on that. That's ridiculous. The punt team was horrendous tonight. It was awful, and we got to get better. The field position in the last 2 games, what we've done on punt team is unacceptable. We have to get better there, and we will. And whether it's doing some different things scheme wise, or if it's putting different guys in there, because what we're doing right now is not good enough.
Is this the most disappointed you've been this season?
Well, I don't know about the most, but very disappointed. You play for 54 minutes. You're right there in there going toe to toe with a team that was ranked 10th in the country 2 weeks ago on the road, and then you just let it fall apart in the last 6-7 minutes. And that's where we got to continue to grow as a program, and we have to do better. It's unacceptable. The guys got a high snap, and we're blitzing, and we don't have anybody filling the A gap, and he goes and runs in for a touchdown. We have to do better there. And I'm not blaming one side of the ball or the other. Offense, we got to do the same thing. We got to do better. We have to hold on to the football. We can't turn the ball over. So yeah, there's a lot of things we can get better at. And we have to finish games. That's the biggest thing. You can't play good for 54 minutes. That's not good enough.
Did this game give any more clarity into why the passing game is struggling so much?
I think this team right here coming in defensively was one of the best pass defenses in the country for a reason. And they struggle stopping the run. So we felt like we needed to exploit the run and run the Q tonight and run Corey and pick and hit and choose whenever you are going to throw the football. And I thought there was a couple more plays we could have completed tonight. One would have been a big play to Evan Pryor. He's loose in the first half. It's going to be probably an 80-yard touchdown if we can connect on that one. That certainly would have helped the stats a little bit off, passing wise. But you have to take what they give you. If they're dropping 8 and playing cover 3 and with 8 guys back there keeping everything in front of them, you don't want to force the ball. You don't want to put it in harm's way and have another turnover. So You have to take what they give you, and I think we did that. With Corey rushing for 120 and Brendan rushing for 141. I mean, you got two guys over 100 yards.
Was Fletcher healthy? Did that play a part in anything that went on?
I don't think so. He was healthy. I mean, he was good. I think it was, he had a couple of errant punts that were not good. The big punt that got out, I mean, he's got to punt it to the right side. He would punt it to the middle of the field, and it gets back to the field. The other one was a high snap. I mean, it was almost over his head. Did a great job to get it and at least get it off. So that's on the snapper. So it's not just one person. I think it's several people. It's cover teams. It's a snapper. It's some punts. So it's everybody, and we just got to do better.
Were all those penalties on your guys, or was it the noise, or? It looked
Well,
like
I think
Brendan was lobbying the referees.
Yeah, I mean, there's some times, this has happened to us before. When you go on the clap, a noise that a defense makes sounds like a clap. Makes your guy jump off sides. That's illegal. Sometimes it's hard to tell. The last one we got, they smacked the defensive tackle to move him over. And when they smack him, what does that sound like? So, and that's when John Williams moved. I mean, so now they got to sit in there and they got to hear Sorsby clap, not somebody else clap. I mean, but so that's part of it. But it's really just more poise and sitting in there and not moving, until our quarterback tells you to move.
On the punt game, is there any thought to go with Max moving forward?
No, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I think, I think as we continue to look at it, they both punt every day. We see both of them. Max is certainly capable and has a big leg. But we're going to continue to look at it. I mean, I think, we want to put the best guy out there that gives us the best chance. So we'll continue to look at that. And, it hadn't really been an issue as far as the punts go. The actual punts tonight was certainly not his best night.
The league's still crazy. Kansas State lost tonight. You got two to go yet.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously we got to look at what we got to do better this game. And, we got to go back on the road next week at Kansas State, a good football team, regardless if they won or lost tonight. They're a good football team. Have good players, good coaches. It's a tough league. If you make mistakes, you will not win in this league. And everybody exploits that. If you play solid football and you're doing what you're supposed to do, you will be in the game. And that's the bottom line. And we got to do better. We cannot make mistakes.
Dante was in street clothes at the end of the game. Did you get word on what happened to him?
Yeah, I think he got a helmet to his leg that kind of bruised up on him and was not able to finish. Hopefully we'll be able to get him back and get that thing, treated up and to be able to play. I mean, obviously we'll know more 24 hours after that thing settles down, and we'll see if it's swelled up any or not.
Speed option, you used it a lot more today. Was that just kind of trying to get into the run game and take advantage of?
Yeah, I mean, I just taking advantage of kind of what they were presenting. I think Sorsby certainly can run and run the speed option. It was a great adjustment for us, I thought, going into this game to be able to get on the edge and the perimeter. The way they play their defense with their three big defensive linemen more in the middle with their two linebackers. So we were trying to attack the edge and perimeter for this game and did a good job of doing that in the run game, and we were able to get some good yards out of it.
Any other questions for Coach? Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks,
Coach.
Coach.